Where do I start about Chelsea? Probably I'd have to go back, way back to say around 2011, where we were just a couple of school kids whom we just happened to meet through a mutual friend's comment box. And who knew that few days later we just knew that some vibes matched, and we just started to chat. And that's when we got to know more about each other in person. And not long after that, she was highly into music, and that's when we even co-managed a Facebook music page where we used to post a song a day each. So that was around 2012 start, and it was no, just looking back at those memories, it just hits very different. And then we probably had crush on each other back then itself, but we never expressed that. Maybe she would have wanted to, and I would also wanted to, but we never did. Then in my college, there was this Christmas competition which happens every year, Archie Sing the Season. So the 2015 version, during all those floods and all, I was one among the few to represent my college. And that event happened at Madras University. So my college classmates and others, we were just singing a couple of English songs, and we were just waiting in the area for other competitors to finish their performance on stage. And that's when I saw somebody walk by with a blue dress, and it felt like a very familiar face. And when I turned around, I knew that it was Chelsea, but I couldn't really pinpoint or do anything. So that would have been my first in-person sight of her. And then few years later, we were just chatting, and then just brought me back to those school memories. And that's when I actually told I had a small crush. And then things were just subsided, and around 2022 end, where we just happened to see each other's story on Instagram. And that's when I knew that she also traveled the same route as I. So I just messaged, okay, well, now at least let's meet for the first time on the metro. So after my work at around 7:30ish, I got in at the airport metro and got down at Ikatatangal, where she worked at Hilton. So I was waiting there patiently for an hour. Then another half an hour passed by. Then suddenly she emerged from the Hilton space, and then okay, that's when I knew, okay, she's coming. Then we took a ride back. We had to halt at Coimbatore because the trains had to switch at that late. And then like a routine, I got down at Ananagar East, and then she got down at Kilpok, where she gets picked up. And then one fine evening towards the end of 2022, she just messaged me, "Were you serious about your crush?" So that time I was just in my prayer thinking, what is there for me? Show me God, show me the person for me. So 2022 was that sort of a year for me. And then when she approached me saying if you meant that and I'd like to explore, so that's when I told, okay, let's wait. I want to take a few days to pray and know about you. And I took 40 days. And only then I told, okay, let's give it a go. And I think that made her happy. And I did get a call from God. So that moment I knew personally that she was going to be the one. After a whole year of prayer and then 40 days specifically for one person, I think God truly works in mysterious ways to bring friendship that's more than a decade old into something and blossom into something more beautiful. So that's how I met Chelsea. So the very first day when I wanted to accept her proposal was the day my dad had his cataract surgery. And I just fell ill all of a sudden, and she was waiting by St. Luke's Church. I made her wait for like half an hour. Then we went to the first unofficial date spot called Halt, which was back then by the Tower Park. Then we just had a small walk around Ananaga West. Then we had Threllashes. So it was just a magical moment at that time. And then I had to travel to work at Tenkasi. And then I asked my mother suddenly, are you searching anyone for me? So mom was like, yeah, but not actively. Naveen, I was waiting for Naveen to finish. Then I was like, please don't search for anybody anymore. I would like you to meet someone. And then I returned the same weekend, and my train arrived early at 5, and Chelsea was right there at the railway station. Then she had the whole day planned out. So she drew 2 papers, had something written, 2 choices. So I get to pick. First choice was the 2 choices, out of which I chose one was near Kasimedu Rock Beach. That was the first spot we had to go. And we just parked the bike there and we started to walk over the rocks. And suddenly 2 policemen came by. And they were like, நீ என்ன இந்த பொண்ணை தள்ளி விட்டினா என்ன பண்ணுவா, யாருக்கு இவ்வளோ தெரியும், நீங்கள் என்ன ஹஸ்பண்ட் அண்ட் ஒய்ஃபா? So as soon as they approached, I knew I shouldn't let go of her. So my hand was just tightly held, and I put her a little behind me so that I could talk and converse with them. And then I didn't know what happened. They felt some genuinity in our approach and how we conversed with them. So they let us go. They were like, we're going to seize your bike, we're going to call your parents. So everything went calm. So after that, she drew another lot between 2 hotels. We had to go for brunch. And one of them was again at Hilton. And my God, that brunch was just fantastic. What a widespread. It was one of the best treats I've had from her, apart from all her collabs which I've gone to. Until she told Mamu that there's someone for her. I've gone to maybe 2 or 3, but I'm so happy that Mamu was always tagged along with her. Spent a countless moments with both Chelsea and Karen. Hats off to you, Mamu. My only regret would have been to not to have met Chelsea's father, Dr. Rollen. But there is one time when my Periama's sister, she had a housewarming, and they're close friends with Chelsea's father. And that day I was quite active at the house, serving cold drinks, this, that. And apparently they'd also come. But I have no memory of meeting them. That was probably around 2010 or 2012, 2010, that range. I'm not able to pinpoint the time. But it would have been a great honor to have met him. I'm sure their legacy will live long with Chelsea, Karen, and how Mamu goes about her daily life with Chelsea's father beside her, through Jesus and his strength that he has given. It's just amazing what things God can do for each and every person. And ever since Chelsea came, I knew things were different. So even within those 40 days, she used to have all these questions. Okay, what will you do in this scenario? How will you handle your finances? What is your vision? How do you want to be? Where will you be in the next 5 years? Believe it or not, back at Hilton, the person she reports to is her relative. So she had me come to Hilton, and for 1 hour I was in an interview, unofficial interview. And to top it all off, they gave a huge cake, which was just gobsmacking. I just went and kept it in the fridge, and everybody's curious, what is this big cake? What is this big parcel? Should I be curious to open it? Okay, he brought, we shouldn't open it. So for 2 days, it was just in the fridge. And when the weekend hit, I just usually have my cravings, and I just munched on them and shared with everybody. But still, my parents had a doubt, and still they didn't ask what it was about. Probably, I'd have to say, first time I introduced Chelsea to both my parents was on my mother's birthday. I tricked her into telling that it's a friend's birthday, close friend's birthday. They wanted a cake here because I told Hilton was very good, and we got the cake from Hilton. I drove her back home, and she was surprised to meet both my parents, and it was just a moment of getting to know each other. And that's when I knew that Dad and Chelsea will have a wonderful period together, because their vibes match a lot. They express everything right then and there, and they're just unlimited in love, both of them. And I'm so happy that my both my parents didn't ask anything. They just wanted to know who she is, if she's a believer. So thank you, Appa Amma. I don't have words to tell, but I hope in the days to come we can all have multiple fellowships together. There'll be moments where I can personally make you proud as a son and as a head of a new family. Coming back to Chelsea, she loves to blog, she loves to travel, she loves bags. Oh my goodness, when we went to our house, there was like two cupboards filled with bags. I'd probably say 60 odd bags. So she's always like, the best thing you can give is your time. And even the smallest thing matters. Even if you find a seashell, and if that seashell made you think of me, you can just bring it to me. That will fill my heart for the day. So she's always been about actions. And there have been moments where I couldn't fulfill them, but I truly hope and pray to God that these vows I take, not just as with many as witness, but to you personally, everything I say I will act upon, because that's the person I want to be. And yes. And as a husband, I should also provide and protect. And that is what I want to do as as my core belief, and I will take care of that. I know how ambitious you are. I will never stop you from reaching the sky and breaking through those limits. And as I've always told you, I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I know how much you love this family. My dad, my mom, especially Chitapa. You both have a small chorus together. And just fills my heart that his heart holds a very, very large space in yours. And we all know how big your heart is. I'll always be there for you, and I'll always take care of you. I'd never stop loving you, and I've already told you, which I've pinned on WhatsApp. I'd love you till my last breath. Lots of love, Chelsea, my boo-boo. She'd always wanted me to visit the cemetery, be with the mortal remains of her dad. Could never find the time, but we know that he will be in a special place, knowing that there's another person looking after her daughter. So usually my day-to-day life is very hectic. So I leave to work at 8 o'clock. I come back at say 8:30, 9. And my commute itself together to and fro, approximately 3.5 to 4 hours. So with such a schedule, I tend to crash early. Body gets tired. And I'd want to sleep early. But that's when Chelsea is like to the max. She'd always want, okay, work is work. After that, you are here, you have to do things. So that's when your spirits are high. Look at me, I'm such a big night owl. Night only I can do everything. Then she'll go on like post 3-4 reels out of nowhere, out of the minute of things she finds on a day-to-day basis. So her energy is very, very, very high. And It's very, very tough for me to climb. But now that I'm getting into a more responsible role, I am going to push myself extra hard. So she usually sleeps at like, say, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Then even in the morning when she wakes up, I don't know what high energy she has. And the two for a woman, she can get ready within 10-15 minutes. She'll wake up, just brush, just bathe quickly, and then within a snap, you'll have clothes on and out. She's that quick at doing things, very, very thoughtful. I mean, the things she does, she finds things, and be it like even the smallest of wrappers you use for a chocolate, she collects them and she makes this scrapbook. So she sticks them, just shows how much thought she puts into things, how much the smallest things mean to her, and can't find a soul like her. God has made the most unique person that can ever be. And she's a very, very big coffee buff. So the first thing she wanted to do is, let's go to a coffee place. This is in my mind. So that's when we decided to go to Halt. Then slowly we started to go to a few other places around Ananagar, T Nagar, Starbucks. Whenever there's a new launch, she'd want to be there. I remember this place called Taiwan Mami. That's when matcha was pretty catching up in this part of the geographical part of the earth. And she just made me drink, and I don't know, that moment, the taste was, my first impression wasn't good, but I just grew into it. And because of her, I think I'd say that I'm one of the very, 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 very few men who like matcha. So we used to go to this workshop. We used to have some meal. Even about a month or so ago, we had this matcha workshop, different types of matchas with dessert. I was the only male over there until another person came quite late and joined in. So I could know how unique this would be. Then she never likes to walk. But I'm like, okay, if not now, when can we walk? God has given us 2 legs. Let's go up the stairs. Let's run. But she's always like, okay, Chennai is such a place. If it was abroad, I would have walked. So then I started to think, okay, what difference can we make for the society? So that's when I started to bring up other issues to the corporation so that our future generation can be in a better place. And then we had huge arguments about public transportation. She's one, she loves to travel by car. And considering the area around us and the population, I told public transportation is the only way. And she was like, no, how can you do that? How can you talk like that? Look at me without AC, I'm sweating. But she does like to travel by the metros. But she didn't enjoy traveling from Central, because that's where you switch from the green line to the blue line. So since then, her perception of metros also changed. So that's how things have been. And I've been many moments in reels. Like one time we were at Anjapur, and she was just thinking of how what unique ways to shoot. So I was like, let me just slide the menu from the other side. So from the other end, I was just pushing, and then somehow she captured that, and I'm still wondering how Mamu didn't know. And then there are many times where I used to drop her, and Mamu used to think where I'd never heard the auto sound. How did you come? Then she'll be like, auto drop me there. And most of those times we used to go to many coffee places. So one place we also frequent is DQ. So we've like tried out almost everything in the menu. We've taken reels, we've posted that. Then even in the Vascos. And there's one moment where we went for a coffee workshop. So there she was shooting reels. And then in the workshop area, there was another photographer who took us in the same frame. And that came on the public page, and I'm not sure how Mamu didn't know. Then even with many of her merch, she posts a lot of calendars, bookmarks. Prior, she used to do a lot of candle work. She even has a thing called frankincense Myrrh, where even mom, I think last year or so, she ordered a few soaps from her. The way each of us want to uplift her, promote her, make her see the bright side, and participate with her in her reels. That's something Dad missed a lot, and he wants to join now. Seeing all the places she goes to. So they were all very gobsmacking to him, and he's been ruling when she'll invite him, and I'm sure that he'll get a chance from next week onwards. So many places we've gone, but since Mamu didn't know much, she had to go with Mamu a lot of places. There's even one time where she was invited to a Bao place in Shanti Colony, and her mother had to go rush home all of a sudden. And then I was just in the area. So I just dropped by, and they were just eating. That was just, I think, Christmas Eve, yeah. It was Christmas Eve, and she was there, and they delayed a lot. They delayed it by, say, 1.5 hours. The place is pretty small, but there had a lot of people coming in. And I waited patiently for her. I had a word with the people over there running the place to get things moving for her. We shot a reel there. We were happy with the food. Then we stepped a few buildings to the side, and we had ice cream. And that's when we were just standing out. Mamu comes in the car and sees me for the first time. So it's all due to her reels. Somehow or something, everything is interlinked, and just God doing things in a wonderful way. She's always been passionate about her reels. She's one who doesn't promote things which she doesn't value. And everything from her posts are very genuine and from the heart. You can clearly see by how she narrates it. It's many other people you'd see a templated script, which how they just take things and everything is shown on the positive side. But Chelsea's always been true to her page, true to her followers, giving the most honest feedback one can give, and never attempted to gain followers inorganically. Apart from plates and postcards, she does run another Instagram page to do God's ministry, which is 1 minute of your day, and I'm sure it will touch many people. The sermons she posts, the verse of the day, it will touch many people, and God's word is taken around the globe, and she's definitely a fisher of men and women out there, spreading the good news and for the glory of God. So apart from that, also she has another page called the Tailored Gift Shop. She has not been much into it, but I'm sure that once we settle things, I can support her, build her through it, and maybe be a manager for all the 3 accounts. Apart from, and the last one which she cherishes the most, I know, is our couple page. And that has always been Boo Boo and Dudu. So all the cute memories we've made over the past 2 years, 7 months, you can all see there. The various journeys, how relatable we are to these 2 characters. So it's just a magical moment. So do follow all these pages, do support Chelsea, and especially support the work of God she's doing. We will definitely make sure God's word reaches places nobody has gone to, and her testimony, her way of taking things will impact many others, and her ambition is second to none. And as I already told, I want to be her biggest cheerleader in anything she does, and I'm up for it, and I will support her through it. And I'm sure she will be a role model to many other young women growing up. They can learn a lot from her. I had mixed reaction, and I understand why the videos went viral, and just looking at the comments and just seeing how mean people are, it just made me a bit angry. But the way Chelsea handled with all those things with grace, I knew the composure she had, how God was with her, guiding her, giving her wisdom. So yes, as from a first point of view, I had mixed views, but with respect to her food blogging page, I'm sure not many people have bad things to say, because everything from hers is truly genuine. But I'm sure people can be a lot kinder, because empathy is what matters. So once you put yourself in their shoes, you know how one would feel. But yeah, I'm happy for her 10 million. And I'm sure there'll be many more to come. And everything to be positive. She's someone who just gets emotional in a split second. So even if I say we have this thing where Boo Boo and Dudu say, "Do you love me, Dudu?" And Dudu says no. And the same question comes, "Do you love me, Dudu?" Again, Dudu says no. Then Boo Boo again threaten. Do you love me? Do? And if my answer is no there, oh, I can't see that face frown or not. It just breaks my heart. So I try to play around in the most smallest of things, but I generally don't try to fool her because I know her tiny heart can't take it. As I've already stated, she's a very, very ambitious woman. I'm sure when she decides to do things on her own or climb up the ladder in the corporate world, she would she would set an example for many, many others. Her passion is all about Instagram, how she wants to give the world from her perspective. So those are her things. But deep down, she wants to do glorious things. She wants to do glorious things for God. She wants to do glorious things to make money, which is there in many women, which I appreciate a lot. But from her, I see the desire to be the very best is unmatchable. She's always had that exposure, even in college. I'm not sure about the school. College, she's always been, even in school, she's been the first, but in the college also, she continued the same way. And she was called upon by her professors, made to talk. She acted in one small movie in a side role. So I'm sure she does have the confidence in her to do mighty, mighty things. So that was just the start of Chelsea, and we're just in the story. And sure, she'll be a great entrepreneur, a great mother, a great mentor, and also do wonderful things for the community. I do see her as everything, and I know she can multitask, but that's where I need to come in and give another helping hand for her, because it's our life and it's her journey. So I'm happy to be a sidekick to her main role, and in my life she'll be my sidekick. But yeah, everything she does is for the glory of God, and she will make God proud as a mother, as a daughter, as an entrepreneur, as a businesswoman, as a mentor. Can name any role she plays, and she will excel in everything and throw new opportunities at her, and she will be a roaring lion. So I completely have all the faith in her, all the faith in God's ability given to her, and she's multiplied all the fruits that was given. So pretty much from school, I've been a very thin person, around 40 kgs, 50 kgs, and I even gone to the doctor to complain why I'm not putting on weight. So from then on, my family has always been known for eating, and even if we go for some wedding and there's a pandi, I'll be the last to finish, and my chitti will have the worst memory of that. So I was a very small boy, and my chitti and my grandmother, my mom's mother, they took me to a wedding, and we were in the pandi. And then I was just eating and eating and eating, and I never just stopped. Whereas the people on either side had just finished. So they are all taking away the leaves, banana leaves, and rolling the sheet, whereas I'm there in the middle eating. So what they'd usually do is cut this side, and lay a new sheet. This practice has been going on till even last year. When Chelsea and I were at my friend Sean's engagement, same thing happened where we were eating for 10 minutes extra when nobody else could eat. So even prior to meeting Chelsea, I was quite fat. I almost touched a century and I wanted to reduce so badly. And within 8 to 10 months, I dropped around 20 kgs. It was quite good for me. And then once I met Chelsea, it was like, okay, I'm in desert heaven. And all the places she goes, it takes me to have just amazing food. Such a blessing to be part of her life and her Instagram promoting page, which is very genuine. And eating all those food, giving the reviews, and seeing smiles on the chefs' faces. I'm sure they all deserve that. And they're the reason for my big belly now. I actually wanted to reduce a lot of weight before the wedding, but it's forbidden. So every time we try to reduce the weight, we may see a new coffee place. We may see a new dessert. Okay, so our first instinct is always to grab and munch. I'm sure once we're married, we'd have home cooked stuff and make reels about that. Yeah. So all the recipes, different dishes, and different people to experiment with. I'm sure we all can cook together and serve many more people as who visit our house. So that is one thing we envisioned, and the first thing she ever bought for the house was a butter dish, which I still can't fathom. Neither can her mother. How can you buy a butter dish? That was her first reaction. That was one of the last things to arrive at home. She envisions a lot to be the cook, but I also want to partake and be an assistant chef. And whenever it's not possible, I'll take up the chef role. Probably because I go to work earlier, maybe prepare something quick for her that she can take a bite and just travel to her workplace. So let's see how things are. So my favorite part of the Lord's Prayer is Thy will be done. And God, when He created us in His image. Along with that, He gave us also free will. And I personally believe that given that free will, we need to find God's will, because that's the best direction life can go. And once we tread in that direction, we know that everything is taken care of, be it health, wealth, happiness, family. We know that all the burdens we face are ones we can bear, and those moments are when we ask God. For it said that ask and ye shall receive, seek and we shall find. So that's how I envision myself, and Chelsea also sees herself almost along the same lines. And we know that we will be a power couple, and with Chelsea's desire to also be a marriage counselor, I'm sure we should be setting examples for others who are in marriage, getting married, or having doubts about the marriage. That has to be the most important, considering the current times, because without communication and without love, nothing can sustain. And with such a Christ-centered relationship, and with such a Christ-centered relationship, we know that all things will be made beautiful, be it the change of a heart, or how the relationship blossoms. It's just all done good in God's timing, according to God's will. If provided we find out God's will and go along with that. So I'm sure for those who are in the circle of getting married or in marriage or having doubts about the marriage, that Chelsea's vision to be a counselor, and due to that wish, we, and especially I, should conduct myself and lead the family in a way that pleases God according to His covenant, and also to be a person or a family others look up to. It's been a wonderful journey thus far, Chelsea. I can't wait to say I do in front of the in front of all the witnesses at church, and especially with God at the center of our relationship. And I'm sure we'll have many, many laughters, many disagreements, but never short of love. And I promise to keep you happy. And I know that your father will be happy. We all love you, Chelsea. My boo boo.